Good afternoon and welcome to What's Going On. And I am your host, Kathy Blaze Jefferson. I am so excited to have Miss Tiffany Goode here with us this afternoon. Welcome, Tiffany.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure. And I was looking so forward to talking to you today because you're an anomaly.
Oh,
You're you're in one of those professions that is male dominated. And after doing
mhm.
statistics, I find that there's only about 3% of women in your profession. So we will talk a little bit about that today. So
Uh,
I'm
I love
excited to
it.
have you here.
I love it. Yes, let's do it.
So, Tiffany, you are a musician in Orchestra Noir, founded
Yes,
in 2016 by Maestro Jason Akeem Rogers.
yes.
You guys are an award winning Atlanta based all Black orchestra. Yes. Bringing orchestral music to life through the lens of hip hop, R&B, and R&B culture. Currently on their Y2K Meets 90s tour.
Yes.
Audience can expect a high energy, immersive throwback concert experience. Each high energy performance is a celebration of Black musical excellence. You guys were featured by outlets like BET, Rolling Stone, and Blavity. Blavity. Am I pronouncing how do you pronounce
Uh,
that?
Blavity.
Blavity. Blavity.
Mhm.
Okay, I just messed that all up.
Okay.
Orchestra Noir is redefining what a night at the orchestra looks and feels like. This
Absolutely.
weekend, Baltimore gets to experience the magic firsthand. Yay to Baltimore! So,
Yes.
welcome, Tiffany. Welcome. Tiffany,
Thank
I
you.
like to always ask first, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia, so not too far from Baltimore.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And how long have you been with this organization?
I joined Orchestra Noir in 2018. Yes.
Okay,
So quite a bit
wonderful.
now. We're like 7 years in now. It's a family, so I enjoy every moment of it. I feel like I've grown so much inside of the orchestra.
Right. You know what? I have a lot of questions to ask about the orchestra itself, but I'd like to throw in a few questions about you. What I was stating earlier is that you are an anomaly. You're in that male-dominated role, as they put it, where there's not many women that plays the trumpet.
That's correct.
And after doing my research, I found that and I don't know how old the stats were, but it said there's like 3% women that play the trumpet.
Mm,
And we know that that 3% is very small when it comes to Black women. So what
hmm
was it that inspired you to pick up that trumpet?
Oh, that's so funny. I actually like to say always that the trumpet chose me, that I didn't choose the trumpet, because what happened was my dad brought the trumpet home one day. It's a secondhand trumpet. And he came in the house and asked, who wants to play this trumpet? It was me and my older brother. And I was like, oh, I want to play a dad. John gets everything, who's my older brother, who I didn't know he didn't want to play it anyway. So my dad was like, yeah, absolutely. We scheduled me, I was 10 years old. So we scheduled for my third grade year for me to start in band class. And we were just a middle class family. So he brought the horn home and didn't have a case or anything. So that first day of school, my mom just put it in a brown paper bag and sealed the top up and handed it to me. I walked my 2 blocks to school, met Mr. Jackson, my first band director, who was also a male trumpet teacher.
Okay.
And he gave me a mouthpiece because my horn was so bad. He gave me a mouthpiece and said, hey, we're going to start right here. And so that was the beginning. That was the
Oh,
moment.
that is awesome. My dad also played the trumpet also, so
Oh,
that
that's
is amazing. That is amazing.
awesome.
Can you, Orchestra Noir, tell us about Orchestra Noir and what inspired its creation?
Right. So, like as you stated, Orchestra Noir was founded in 2016 by Maestro Jason Akeem Rogers, and he himself is a world-renowned conductor, musician, and just a visionary behind this beautiful ensemble and collaboration. And we are all professionally trained musicians. So he saw the need and the opportunity to showcase beautiful, well-trained professional musicians
Mm.
in an orchestral setting, which we are all professionally trained and do orchestra music as well. But you don't see a lot of people who look like us in that.
Right.
So
That
to be able
that
to
is true.
showcase, yeah, so to be able to showcase us in that way. And so he brought together these great musicians, but also decided, hey, what's like one of the best genres? You asked me, maybe one of the best time frames of music is Y2K 90s. So he saw that
Mhm.
piece of it. And then let's splash in a little bit of DJ with our world-renowned DJ Louis V. And so we put those things together in a gumbo, and it became Orchestra Noir. And really, it also is a means to, as schools have started taking more music out of the school system, to be able to
True.
try to bridge some of that gap. You know, we can't do it all, but bridge some of that gap,
Right.
give exposure to young people uh,
Yes.
who look like us, who can see us in such a way, and let them know that no, you can become a professional musician,
Mm.
and succeed and do well in this place and space. So um,
That's wonderful.
Maestro's a genius. I love him to death, and I love what he's doing in regards to Orchestra Noir, and really us going around the world.
That's wonderful. I love what you guys are doing because, as you stated, a lot of those things are being removed from the schools, so our children aren't having the benefit of going to a music class and playing an instrument, being able to touch and feel on an instrument and learn and love it, like you have the opportunity by your dad just giving you one and being
Yes,
exposed to it around your dad. A lot of our children don't have that exposure. So
exactly.
I applaud you guys for what you're doing. Do
Thank you.
you find that Orchestra Noir exposes new demographics to orchestra music?
Absolutely. Really, if you look out in one of the Orchestra Noir shows, you see every demographic. You see not just age, but also in race
Mhm.
as well. But you'll see young, definitely
Mhm.
teenage, all the way to our elders, all jamming and tapping their feet and snapping their fingers and singing and dancing to all the same music. But you also see a spectrum as far as color goes in the audience
Mhm.
as well. And I love that, you know, and I see the diversity growing each and every time that we play. And so, you know, it's proof that, you know, what we're doing resonates on multiple scales.
Right. That is beautiful. That is beautiful because I've heard this saying so many times that when it comes to jazz and different types of genres of music and art, that we aren't going out and celebrating
Mm,
our music, our performers. That is totally the audience don't look like us. So for
right.
you to say that the audience looks like you, I love hearing that, and we need to see more of that.
Yes.
Really need to see more of that. So how do you guys get the word out? How do you reach out to the and let people know who you are and what you're doing?
Through pretty much the typical channels you would think. Through, of course, social media is huge, but also through radio, and we do television.
Okay.
Then a lot happens, honestly, also through word of mouth. We have
Uh,
people who come to our shows. They follow us from city to city. They've gone to multiple shows.
mhm.
They're no longer people just coming to us, their family. We see them, and we know who they are, you know. So
Right,
we're
right,
excited to see them as much as they are excited to see us. So through the typical
right.
channel, we get the word out.
Right. And I see that. I mean, it's like you guys are Atlanta based, but you're just not an Atlanta company. I see that you guys are performed in California. You guys get around to different states so that people know who you are. And you're probably inspiring someone else. Hey, we can do this too. I mean,
Probably.
that this doesn't belong to anyone else. We can do this also. So
Oh,
I love
probably.
it.
Yeah, and we're hoping that we're inspiring definitely the new younger musicians to stretch out and, become a member of Orchestra Noir one day. But absolutely.
Mhm. What can audience expect at the Y2K Meets 90s concert?
Oh, wow. You can expect a high energy, almost like a family reunion, if you will. You're going to be singing the entire time. You'll probably be on your feet, so make sure you wear something comfortable. Everyone is decked out in their 90s Y2K gear. It looks so beautiful. People are having a good time. They're dancing. I mean, from beginning to end. So it's a beautiful energy exchange between us and the audience. We have a really good time. And yeah, it is fun. So they can expect to sing. They're going a little bit of sweating is going to happen, but they're going to leave absolutely happy, and they're going to leave on a very high note. I promise you, they're going to want to come back. They're going to tell their friends, and they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to be back. Everyone
I like
loves
hearing that. I like hearing because you'll have those that really that haven't experienced going to an orchestra and they may I don't like that instrumental type stuff.
yeah.
But you're saying you're going to sing, you're going to dance. So it's a little bit it's a combination. It's not just all instrumental.
No, it's not. Well, it is all instrument, but it's instrumental. It's a instrument DJ collaboration. So it is. You will get some a little bit of vocals
Okay.
from the DJ, but it is instrumental. But it's not
Okay.
typical. What we always like to tell people, it's not your typical orchestra experience. This is,
Uh-huh.
how we do. Black people, we are
Yes.
innovators, and Maestro Rogers is no different. He's an innovator. And so
Hmm.
what you're going to see from us is going to be the new age orchestra, if you will, where we are bringing those different things together as far as the live musicianship, the era of music, and the live DJ together to create
Right.
a beautiful dancing, fun orchestra meets DJ experience. I promise
Yeah.
you, if
So
you
this
know,
you're going to give them a great experience, something that they never experienced before, and it's going to probably change some minds to thinking, "Oh, I don't like that instrumental stuff too," because I've heard people say that I don't go to the orchestra because of that.
oh,
So you're going to change some minds, I believe.
absolutely. I have a 19-year-old son who has gone many times, but he says, Mom, it is one of the best experiences that I have had. He loves it. He's 19. So you can imagine that so when you think Y2K meets 90s, right? You're like, that's not even his era, but he knows the
Ah,
music. I'm his mother, so of course he knows the music.
yes,
So he
yes.
loves it. So we put on a show. It's not just sit down and we put on a show top to bottom. And in the middle, we
Nice.
have DJ Louis V, who's the DJ who does our intermission. I promise you, if you didn't go to a HBCU, you're going to feel like you did by the time that's done.
So bring your comfortable shoes.
Bring your comfortable shoes.
So, why do you think the 90s and 2000s music resonates so strongly with today's audiences?
You know what? I believe it was just a golden age of music. Like when you go back to that age, now that's my sweet spot. And I think it's a lot of people's sweet spot. And you look at the producers that were out then, the groups that were out then, you think
Mm,
about Teddy Riley's and the LaFace and the
yes, yes.
Timberland, the Missy's, right? And you think about the Mary J. Bliges and the
Mm,
Brandies and Jodeci's and all the people, that was just a golden time for music.
I
And
agree with you. You don't have
yeah,
to sell me. I agree with you.
so thank you. I mean, when we play that music, we are singing, we're on the dance floor, we're doing a line dance, we're doing something. It's just it brings out that energy, that vibration, and that love, and you see it
Mm,
permeate through the audience the entire time. I promise you. But yeah, I think that music is special just because in that moment it was a beautiful moment of just creation, expansion of music, and really
yeah.
where we are today. I mean, it really was like where hip
Music
hop.
that you can feel and understand. And Miss Elaine said, because it was clean music also.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, it was. It
Um,
was.
Elaine says, "Good evening from Alberta, Alabama." Hey, Elaine.
Happy Elaine.
Tell us a little about your journey. We talked a little bit about your journey as a Black female trumpet player, starting off as being a professional.
Yeah. Um, I think when you're a Black woman in a male dominated instrument, it's always a different journey for you. One, you get very used to being around men the whole time.
Mhm.
To me, they're my brothers and I love them to death.
Yes.
But as a woman musician, it becomes interesting because, you know, a lot of times, girl, you gonna play that thing? You about to
Mhm.
play that thing, girl? You know,
Mhm.
it's all of those things. So, you know, we find ourselves early on learning that we're going to prove ourselves in every environment, you know. And I think for me it was great because I'm competitive, so I like
Mhm.
going into the environment and saying, oh, okay, it's five guys and me, I'm going to be the first chair.
Right.
Watch, I'm going to become, you know. So it's always been interesting, always competitive, but I've loved every single step of it. I've loved being a female trumpet player, being slightly an anomaly since there are not many,
Uh-huh.
but also being able to speak to young ladies who are interested in that and being able to say, hey, you know, here's something else you could try, trumpet or trombone, or it's, you know,
Right, right,
because
right.
it's not widely seen, although you can look back through time and find female trumpet players.
Has there been an experience that you can look back on and say, that was a hard time for me there in this industry?
I think anytime that it's been a hard time for me, it's been me having to deal with my own insecurities or my own self and
Mm-hmm.
saying, you know, I'm okay, you know, you're good enough. And I think as a female in this particular genre or in this particular instrument, you have to do that from time to time because rooms can
Yes.
be intimidating.
Yeah.
Um, they can be intimidating, but like I said, I started at 10. So when you know that you've put in your time and you continue to practice daily and you continue to put the work into your craft, then you have the confidence to walk into a room, any room, and know that you
Mhm.
are made. You're made and ordained to be in that room.
Yes, yes. Say that again. Because we there's so many things in this world now, social media, so many things, the media that tells us where we should be as a woman, what we shouldn't be doing, what we should do. That's for these, this is for a man or this is for that. So I love that you were showing women that they can do whatever they want out there. They can be whoever they want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's beautiful to have someone like Maestro Rogers who believes in you, who also
Hmm.
gives you the ability to stretch yourself. And he's a beautiful mentor as well. So he's great with talking to each person and making sure that we have what we need to feel comfortable and to feel confident on that stage.
Right. So I was reading that you guys did a residency, and I'm sorry I forgot the state it was in, but it was in Atlanta where you guys were training children.
Hmm.
Were you a part of that?
I was not a part of that, but I am aware that we did do a residency. I believe it may have been in Alabama.
Yes,
Um,
I believe it was Alabama.
yeah,
Yes.
that
Do you know what that experience was like?
I'm not well versed on what that experience was like because I wasn't there. But I know in general, we do many things from time to time where we try to touch children and bring children in so that they once again are exposed to us. So even for instance, during one of on this section of our tour, we're actually Baltimore will be the end of our tour for this one, and we'll start back up in August. But
Oh,
when we started this leg of the tour, we brought young people in, and they came into our sound check, and we were able to sit down and talk with them, and they were able to ask questions, and what is it like, and you know, and just to see the glow in their eyes and them being inspired and everything, it's beautiful. I get stopped quite often. When I'm in a particular city by a young person who will ask, "Are you part of the orchestra?" I just had that happen when we were in Dallas, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas. last week for Juneteenth. And someone stopped me and was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then of course I say I play trumpet. They're like, "And you play trumpet, and you're a girl."
Oh, did you guys perform for Juneteenth?
We did. We performed for Juneteenth in Fort Worth, Texas, which is the home of Juneteenth.
Ah,
So that was to a sold out crowd, which typically our shows sold
wonderful.
out. And yeah, it was a great time and a beautiful way to spend Juneteenth. What a
Wonderful.
blessing! Blessing.
I don't want to say the regular orchestra, but do you guys ever collaborate with any other orchestras in your city?
I don't know. Well, we collaborate with artists more than we do with orchestras. We
Okay.
are the orchestra.
Mhm.
Typically we are the orchestra itself, but we collaborate with different artists. We've collaborated with Rick Ross. We've collaborated with,
Okay.
yeah. So different artists. We definitely collaborate with. We did that at the Atlanta Symphony Hall. Is where we did the one with Rick Ross. So
Okay. What
so
was
yeah.
what was that like collaborating with Rick Ross?
Oh, it was fantastic. Rick Ross is a huge figure. So, but
Hmm.
such a nice guy. And so,
Right.
Maestro and him talked it through and got the show together, and it was spectacular. Sold out Atlanta Symphony Hall.
I'm
It was
sure.
sponsored by Red Bull. It was larger than life, to be honest, and it was a beautiful moment to be able to celebrate once again the hip hop and orchestra collaboration. So, definitely.
That is wonderful. And that is why you see the interest in our youth, because
Yes,
you guys are touching them and reaching where they are. You're not
exactly.
trying to take them back or take them forward. You're meeting them right where they are. So I love that. What is next for Orchestra Noir?
You know what? The sky is the limit, to be honest. We are always, and Maestro, under the leadership of Maestro is always looking at what we're doing, the next show, what does that look like? Because we don't do the same show each time. Each time we come back out, it's a new show. So you'll be seeing a new show soon, but different collaborations. You'll see that probably soon, and different locations will be at different places coming up. And so, you have to just stay, with us.
I
Um,
sure
and
will. I'll
so
be keeping an eye on you. Any plans on coming back to the West Coast anytime soon?
I don't know about soon, but we're definitely coming back to the West Coast for sure. We
Okay. Okay.
yes, Riverside, California, and Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Oh, so much love, so much. It was so much fun. We
that's
had a blast.
wonderful.
Yes, yes.
Look, I will definitely be there when you guys come back. I'm in Arizona, but you guys are close enough for me to travel
Ah,
to.
who knows? We might know what part of Arizona are you in?
I'm in Tempe area.
Oh, one of my best friends is in Tempe. So who knows? Might be in that Tempe, Phoenix, that
Well,
place. So,
that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Let's see
yeah,
what do we have some Miss Sandra said you talk on the roof. Do you know what
I,
that means?
I do not. I talk on the roof.
And Miss Elaine said, we're working on our 501c3, preparing to bring programs like yours to our community. And
Oh,
she's in Alabama. She says, come back to Alabama.
oh, we love Alabama. We've been to Birmingham. Birmingham is like a second home. We love us in
Okay.
Alabama. I mean, but we're totally excited about the Lyric Theater in Baltimore on this Saturday, June 28th. That is going
Yes,
to be
let's talk
a
a little bit about that. We don't want to miss that. Tell us a little
yeah.
about this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend we will be in Baltimore, Maryland. So, be more, so close. I love it. So close to my home. But we'll be in the Lyric Theater on June 28th. That is this Saturday. So the show starts at 8, doors open at 7. So you want to get there, get your nice seat, get comfortable. And you will have the entire experience. We're going to transport you from 2025 and whatever is going on in the world to Y2K Meets 90s, and you're going to have a blast. I promise you, from top to bottom. And get ready. Just get ready, because you're going to leave lighter than you walked in that door.
So where can they get tickets?
You can get tickets. You can go to Orchestra Noir. That's Orchestra, spelled Orchestra Noir, Noir.com. And you can get tickets from our website.
Wonderful. Well,
So the
and
show,
where can they find you on social media if they're looking for you there?
absolutely everything is under Orchestra Noir. So Orchestra, like I said, spelled normal, Noir, Noir. You can find that's who we are on Instagram and on Facebook. Once again, our website's orchestranoir.com. And yeah, you can find us on any platform under that name. You can find us
Okay.
on YouTube, Orchestra Noir, anything if you want to find any of our singles and releases, Orchestra Noir.
Yes, yes. And if this interested you, or you want to get out there, I mean, you want to try something new, you want to go out and see this beautiful lady here, you need to get your tickets. It's this Saturday. I mean, get out there and try it. Try something new.
You will.
I'm so excited for them.
Yes, you will not be disappointed. I promise you that. Not even just try something new. I promise you. I promise you. If I could give you your money, if I could guarantee it, be like, listen, I'll give you your money if you don't like it. But I promise you, you will. There's not a single person I have
Um,
ever met who hasn't walked out that door saying, I had a blast. So you can go to our Instagram page and you can see that.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Um, I want to ask, what advice would you give to this young lady or young man that's looking at you and would like to become a musician? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them to follow their heart, to dedicate themselves to the process, that it is a process, to make sure that they practice and that their journey is their journey, and don't look to the left and right and look at anyone else's journey. Your journey is your journey. And as long as you dedicate to it and put in the time and put
Yeah,
in the love for it, I promise you that that seed will grow. It will plant roots and it will bloom. But you have to water it. You have to work that
right.
soil. You have to do the things that you need to do
Yes,
in order for it to achieve what you need to achieve. But
that-
you do things, I promise you.
yes,
You
yes,
exactly.
yes, yes. One last question for you. How has your experience been with Swagger Magazine thus far?
Oh, I love it. Let me just say, just in general, when I was researching myself, and I love the name Swagger. Come on, right? Come on, Swagger.
Yes,
I love the play on it, and so my experience has been beautiful. You know, I feel
thank
swagger
you.
in here.
Yes.
I love it. I adore it. So I love what you guys are doing and exposing women and bringing light
Yes.
to women and different women from different walks of life. So I
Yes.
please keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
It's needed.
And you keep doing what you're doing. The whole orchestra keep being beautiful, being inspiring and sharing this blessing with the world. That's what you guys are doing. And you guys get out there this Saturday and go check them out. Yes.
Saturday. Get out there. Look, and if you come, make sure you come up and say hello. I love to hug your neck and get to and meet you. So definitely come. Lyric Theater this Saturday, Baltimore, Maryland. Come on now.
Come on now. Well, it
Come
was
on.
such a pleasure to have you here today, Tiffany. And you know what? I can't wait to hear how the show went Saturday.
Thank you so much for having me, Kathy. I had a ball. You are a absolute brilliant and beautiful host. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
I
Thank
enjoyed it.
you. And thank you all for joining us today here on What's Going On. Bye bye.
Bye bye.